morning, American Jiu-Jitsu. This is OSensei Joe, and this is Shihan, Kathy, and Billy. We are here today to make another tape. This tape is a little bit of a tape that you gotta be real careful with. We have gone through the system. We have gone through white belt all the way to 4th degree black belt, and what I call those tapes that we made in the past are more review tapes for student body in American Jiu-Jitsu. These are more training tapes. They're the same contents, but we try to be a little bit more specific about what it is that we're doing so people who are not familiar with the system can watch. I must caution people that when they watch this video in specific, is a very controversial topic. This is one of many techniques that we need to learn. I do believe that you have to be taught these properly. So please do not use or misuse these techniques by you are working with your younger brother or your friends, because you could do severe damage with this. These are choke type techniques. There is a lot of controversy wrapped around these techniques, but I believe they are a necessary measure if you're in fear for your life. Got to kind of unravel things when things happen. We are citizens. We're not in a legal position or a law position, so if somebody's looking to harm you or your family, you have a right to protect yourself, and that's about as politics as I'll get. So these are techniques that I will say on video, though, you must be very careful and you must not fool around with these things, and you must not try these things at home. You can get the contents to learn the proper way of doing them, but you need to practice it in front of professionals so you don't use them, because they're so simple in one breath that you can knock a person out without even realize what you're doing. So be very careful when dealing with the neck, throat, or eyes area, because you can do severe damage. We want to give you contents and we want to give you information, but we want you to stay most importantly safe. So do not use these against anybody in a manner that would hurt somebody or injure somebody. Use them to learn. Come down to our studio so we can teach you as professionals at American Jiu-Jitsu when you're ready, and we reopen, and we'd be glad to show. But for now, take the contents and do what you like with them to help you become more knowledgeable about protecting yourself. So the first technique we're going to talk about is what they call a hadaka jimmy, which means a rear naked choke. Again, these chokes have been very controversialized in the recent past. All right, we're not trying to be controversial, we're just trying to show you what American Jiu-Jitsu is made up of. Rear naked choke means you don't need any type of garment to grab, okay? A lot of times chokes require us to grab lapels or things of that nature. This is basically taking our own arms, and in this case, I always call it the thumb bone. What's that, the radial bone? Radial bone, and putting it into that carotid artery. 3 seconds of a squeeze on a carotid artery will put a person out and knock them out. A long-term period on a carotid artery can do severe damage, so you don't want to play, like I said, with these techniques. What's going to happen is here, the person's going to throw a straight punch and we're going to redirect it. Now we're showing it from a straight punch because it's at a basic level, but this could be a knife lunging at your body and you're looking to protect yourself, and that's the main reason why I would use a technique like this if I felt my life was threatened. But we're showing it from a punch right now to keep it at more of a basic level. So Shihan Billy, as he sees that punch, he's going to redirect it down. He's going to come right over the top. In this case, with the left hand, he's going to grab his own wrist. He's going to grab his own wrist and just like a nutcracker, squeeze it right onto that carotid artery. And again, please do not practice that at home. Can really just knock a person out very quickly. Imagine if a person has a knife and you have nothing. Now you have to make a decision, how am I going to protect myself and my family? So what happens here is that he throws a punch, bang, he comes right over the top and from here. This also gives him an option where if there was another attacker to come, to use this person as a shield. This is not the only technique that we have. He could, if he felt it was only a punch, he could parry it and go right into a sotogari, bring it right around and sweep the person's leg out. So this is a conscious decision that you make in a combative situation where you say, I have to do this or I have to do that. You are never limited to this one technique. This is just an option that we have if we feel our life was if we feel in fear for our life. So watching that one more time, as he throws the punch, he redirects the hand, comes over the top, feels he needs to put this technique on, and from here, using the person as a shield. Now the cool part about this technique, when you understand it, is you could hold a person here in total submission. The worst thing the person can do is fight, because they're going to end up knocking themselves out, but you could hold them and not do any damage to the person. You got to be trained, you got to be knowledgeable, all right? If you feel that you wanted to put the person down on the ground very quickly, you could have went back to that asotogari that he did earlier. Now a person throws a low punch at us, and we're going to do the same technique, but we don't have to clear the hand. So the first time on the straight punch, notice Billy cleared the hand to do this. On the low punch, if they're coming with a gut shot, he goes right over the top and puts that same technique on. And again, if chose that technique was too much, or you want to show that technique, he can go right into that leg sweep again. The last technique is when a person is coming at us So we did a straight punch, we did low punch. Now we're gonna go back to that tiger mount that we did earlier on the last tape, where we're gonna come right in with that, right to the carotid artery, and could be the windpipe if we were very fearful or threatened, and we're gonna go right into what we call an assault Gary leg sweep. So as the person comes at us, we're gonna boom, right there, and takes the person down. All right, so let's look at the 3 techniques on this tape that we did today. The first one is the Hadaka Jimmy. From a straight punch, redirect the hand, comes here, boom. The second one is from a low punch. He doesn't have to redirect the hand. He comes right through there, blocks and locks. And then the last one is from a low punch into a tiger mount, boom, hit, and there. Again, there's been a lot of talk about these type of techniques, so I want you to extremely be very careful and caution about this. We have over 3,000 techniques in the system, but in a martial arts system, you're always gonna have to learn about chokes. The main thing is knowledge is power. The more you know about things, the more effective you become with them, okay? So depending on the level of the combativeness, I always try to say to people that when you learn what I teach, it's exactly like pulling a gun. Either I'm gonna pull a gun and the gun itself is gonna be fearful enough for you to stop doing what you're doing. If you're looking to threaten my life or my family's life and I have to pull the trigger, I'm gonna do that. If the gun is enough to stop you, that's like a submission technique. If I have to pull the gun once to stop you, that might be like a combative technique. So the point is that you have to have a full arsenal of weapons to defend yourself in today's day and time. But what makes you knowledgeable is what makes you wiser and smarter. When we're limited with our skills, you might learn one thing and think that applies to all different situations. That's not true. So when we open up, check us out, American Jiu-Jitsu LI. Come down, ask us questions. In the meantime, you're welcome to email me. Check out our virtual training on ajjcenters.com. Look for the Zoom codes and passwords. You can email me at gmail.com, and you can view our live classes as well. I want to thank Kathy and Billy again for coming down and helping me out as they always do. I hope you're staying home. Well, you can get out now a little bit more. I hope you're staying safe and remain healthy, and hope you continue to watch. Please, extreme caution when watching these videos. Do not use these techniques on untrained people. Wait to come down to the dojo to actually use these techniques, and we'll be glad to help you out. Right now, it's content for you to see the right way of doing these techniques, but do not misuse them, because that wouldn't be good. And I don't believe anybody wants to wake up in the morning and hurt somebody unintentionally, and that's what you'll do if you misuse these techniques. So we hope to see you on the mat real soon. We're just waiting for the mayor to open us up. We are ready, and we are ready to rock, people. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Remember our tag, American Jiu-Jitsu LI, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and Gmail. ajjcenters.com is our website.